Music Business, What Is This? Is a podcast that focuses on the ever-changing music industry and presents issues and concerns that the average and above average musician has or will encounter.
What's up, y'all? I'm Jeremiah Hunt.
And I'm Richard Johnson.
And you're joining us for Music Business.
What is this?
Today we're going to discuss our next term, which is having a tour manager. What is that?
Tour manager. That has a nice ring to it. It's a lot different than some of the other terms we've been talking about. Yeah. But tour manager is cool because that implies you've got gigs.
Yes.
Right. You're on tour.
Yes.
Right. So if you can afford a tour manager, you're probably doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. The question is, what's the responsibilities of a tour manager?
Well, let's see. Google says a tour manager or concert tour manager is the person who helps to organize the administration for a schedule of appearances of a musical group or band or artist at a sequence of venues, a concert tour. In general, road managers handle tour details for their specific band, while tour managers are used to oversee the logistics, finances, and communications for tours as a holistic entity. So, on any given tour, there may be road managers taking care of each band as well as a tour manager responsible for caring for the entire tour. The tour manager may also be the headlining band's road manager.
Okay, that sounds a little tricky because we're talking about tour managers and road managers. And this has come up for me before with different artists in the past. What's the difference? What's the similarities? Mm-hmm. So break it down a little bit again slowly. Let's just talk about a tour manager first, because this is kind of two different roles in one podcast. So we're going to talk about tour manager and road manager. So let's tour manager. Read that again.
So it says, while tour managers are used to oversee the logistics, finances, and communications for tours as a holistic entity.
Okay, so a tour manager is someone making sure the tour goes smoothly, basically from an office.
Right.
Right. They're setting it up. They're contacting, the booking agents getting the venue, but they're making sure if you need a van.
Right.
Okay, how are they going to get from point A to point B? Like the actual logistic aspect of it. Okay, they need a van. Who's going to rent the van? I guess tour manager. Right, tour manager's going to rent the van, right? Yeah. That's the role. Now, let's jump over to the other side. That's the tour manager. They do the logistical aspect of it. They got to book the flight. Mm-hmm. Okay, got the van. Are you using a car? Are you in a train? We need tickets. How many do we need? There's 8 people in the band. Okay. Do I have the spelling of the names correct?
Yeah.
That's important. Very important. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I want you guys to really focus on because I've been on tours and I've gotten my tickets and it says Robert. People love to call me Robert. There's a lady in Chicago. I love her to death. She comes to all my gigs, and it's been 5 years. And it says Richard Johnson on the billboard, on the tickets, on the stage. And every time at the end of the gig, she says, Robert, we love you. And I'm like, and her husband's like, yeah, Robert, right behind her. And I'm like, gotta love my fans, right? But gotta get the name spelling right. That's also an issue because if it's wrong, you might not make the tour.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
It really depends on the agent. The
they
flight
will hold you at the airport.
Yes, they will, and be like, sorry, this is not. I mean, they love to do those types of things. They love to go in. That's like they're waiting for that, So check the names as much as possible.
Yep.
That's, like I said, pet peeve. Okay, let's keep going. So they're booking the flights. They're making sure the hotel rooms are correct. They're taking, if you have mileage numbers, they're putting that in. I remember going on tour with Herbie Hancock, mentor friend of mine, and the tour manager gave me a list of stuff. I was 21. Questions. Do you have this? I was like, man, that's a lot of information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I filled it out and gave it to him, but I was just like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But as the tour went on, I started to see certain people in the band go to these executive lounges. Right? And I was like, I'm in the band. Why can't I go in the executive lounge? And I realized I didn't have enough miles. I didn't have all these cards and things. And then it clicked. Oh, that's why she was asking. So over time, the more you do this, you can enter those Delta lounges,
Right.
American Airline lounge, get the breakfasts, the lunches, hang out, take naps. Those things are crucial when you're on long tours. They're crucial if you're on a short tour.
Yep.
Right?
This is why I always, before a tour, I always give the tour manager, actually at the very beginning of the relationship, if there's ever a possibility of me going on tour with anyone, I give them all of the flights that I...
Oh, really?
Yeah, all of the airlines.
Oh, you're
that I
gangster. You're like,
typically use.
just met you. Here you go.
You see what I'm saying? All of the airlines that I typically fly on and my Sky Mile,
And the numbers. Right,
that you
yeah.
use. So they can just put that information in when they buy the flights.
Yeah.
And that'll just automatically go to my account.
Yeah, if they're serious about their job, they're going to ask you anyway.
Yeah.
So recommendation, get it together.
Yeah.
Right. Now, having said that, the airlines today, we all know. I don't want to go into that, but we know that's a whole nother thing. But you better have your numbers just for your own sake. You don't want to be that person outside the door watching your friends eat the lobster and shrimp while you're waiting 3 hours for the next flight in Europe. Right. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Right. So a good tour manager will have those things, or at least ask for those things. So you want to make sure you have all those, and if you don't know what they are, ask a mentor, ask a teacher, ask someone who's experienced. Hey, what type of mileage cards do you have? What should I get? One thing I would definitely recommend getting is TSA pre-check.
I've been slacking on that.
TSA pre-check and global entry.
Mm.
I've had it for 10 years now, and it saves lives. I can tell you so many times. I just came back from Colombia 4 days ago, and I knew I was not going to make the connection. In Miami, came in, there's literally, I'm not joking, 2,000 people in line. Wow. Because it's Miami, everybody's trying to come to the country. I'm like, I am not making this. No way. Mm-hmm. And I saw the global entry sign. I walked up. The guy looked at me. He said, "Do you have it?" He vibed me. And I said, "Yes, I do." He let me go right on through. They've got machines now. You don't even have to touch it. You just show your face. Bring. 8 seconds later, you walk on through. And I went right through, got my bags, got on the next flight.
Wow.
Right? Because I only had an hour and a half. And with about 2,000 people in line, there's no way I would have made that.
Right.
But I made that. And that's happened so many times. And just imagine, I was coming home, but if you're going to a gig and that's the situation,
oh man,
you can't afford to miss the gig.
Right.
Right? Because now you're out of money and the people got to find another musician.
Yep.
So that's one of my biggest recommendations for young people. Get it when you don't need it. So when you need it, you have it.
Yeah.
Like I have it, my family members have it. It's crucial. Now, on the flip side of that, once you get it, I have some friends, a particular friend, he waits to the last minute to get on every flight. The last minute, every time. And he makes it. I don't have that good fortune. He's an incredible musician. We're always looking at him like, "You're not going to make the flight." He's like, "Yep, I'll make the flight. No worry, nothing." I've seen the guy leave 40 minutes before flight, driving to the airport, park, walk in, and make the flight going to California. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he makes it. So that's the other extreme. I don't like to stress, but okay. So a touring manager makes sure that you have all these things.
Yeah.
And it's important, Their job is to make sure it goes smoothly so you can do your job smoothly, right? You want to make sure you're prepared.
Yep.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the road manager.
The road manager, it says here the road manager handles the tour details for the specific band.
Okay. Similar but different. So imagine this. Let's say you and I, we go on tour. It's a duo. We could do that because he plays bass, I play piano, so it's very possible. And let's say we have a road manager. I don't know why we need a road manager for two of us, but let's say we have a road manager. Let's call him Fred. Fred's driving us around. Fred's got the vehicle because the tour manager has reserved it, right? He didn't reserve it. The tour manager reserved it, right? Good communication between those two.
Yeah.
Road manager is driving us 7 hours to the next gig. We have to stop. We're in the middle of nowhere. Where do we eat? Oh, road manager. He can figure that out.
Right.
Right. Everybody's got phones now. Okay. Let's say I'm allergic to shrimp. Okay. Well, we can't go to the seafood joint. Let the road manager figure it out.
Right. Exactly.
Right? It's a detail, but that's what the road manager is doing. Okay. How much gas do we have in the tank? Talk to the road manager.
Absolutely.
The road manager's working that out. What time are we going to get there? I don't know. Ask the road manager, right? The road manager should know because we need to be there on time, right? So all these minute details, that's the job of the road manager. Okay, what hotel are we going to? They should know that. Okay, if they know I don't like to be on the 13th floor, road manager should know that, right? Make sure that happens. Where are the bags? The road manager. How many bags are there? The road manager. Where are the instruments? Road manager should know that. Okay. Are they going to have your special super acoustic bass from Mars?
Right.
If not, we better have one in the trunk.
Yeah.
Road manager.
Yep.
Right. When we get there, road manager should have all those details. So similar, but it's different responsibilities.
Yeah.
The road manager is carrying out all those things that the tour manager had put in place to make happen. So they should be in good communication, but the road manager's out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes the tour manager comes, not all the time.
Right.
But you want that road manager there, especially when you have multiple people in the band.
Yeah. Because there are going to be problems on the road.
There's always problems.
Yeah.
There's
gonna run into
always
them.
problems.
There's going to be people in the band that oversleep.
Sleep. I was thinking that. You didn't say that. I was getting ready to say that. I'm about to say there's always somebody who oversleeps all the time, and you don't want to be the person looking for them if you're in the band.
Exactly.
Because if you are that now, that creates a vibe on the stage. You got it's, why'd you wake me up? Because we gotta go, and they're vibing on you. Let them take it out on the road manager. Right? So y'all can make some good music.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because when the road manager's not there, then the band leader has to be the road manager.
Yep.
And he has to,
And that's when it gets tricky. I mean, we've all had to do that.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it's tricky, it's 4 a.m. You got a lobby call. Nobody wants to leave, but you got to leave to make the gig.
Right.
I've been on tours. We left at 4. Then we had to drive 4.5 hours to get to the airport. Get to the airport. Then the flight is delayed. Then you got to wait 3 hours for the flight. Then you get on the flight. It's like 12 noon. Then you got a 3-hour flight.
Right.
You land at the city. You get there. Now you can't go to the hotel because the flight was delayed. So now you got to go straight to the venue. You got to do the sound check. You do the sound check, and then you find out the hotel is an hour from the gig. So you got a decision to make. Are you going to be able to go to the hotel? No.
Shower at the gig.
Yeah, so now you got to stay at the gig, right? Then you do the gig. Then people want to hang out and talk. You got to eat. Then the promoters may have a dinner for you after the gig. If it's in Europe, if it's in Italy, that's normal. They have a dinner for you at 10 at night.
Yep, that's true.
That's normal, right? Now they've got a 5-course, 6-course dinner. You're finishing the dinner. It's 12. Now you got to drive an hour to get to the hotel. It's 1. Now you got to do the same thing again. Mm-hmm. Then the question is, do you go to sleep? And a normal person would be like, well, of course. And that may be the reason why your musician overslept. Right? How many days can you actually do that before you stop functioning?
Right.
And that's where your road manager is crucial.
Yeah.
Your tour manager is even more crucial because they know that before you know it.
Yeah.
So if you got a good tour manager, they're seeing this. Mm-hmm. Some of the best tour managers I've seen were musicians. Right? Think about having a tour manager who's never been a musician on tour. That would be horrible.
Right. Yeah.
Right? They'd be like, oh, they'll make it. You may make it there, but can you function? Can you play?
Right.
Right? So these roles are extremely important.
Very.
Right? So you want to make sure you look for what history does this person have? Have they ever done a tour? Yeah. If they've never done a tour and someone says, oh man, I'll carry your bags for you. I hear this all the time. Oh, you're going to where? Man, let me be the road manager. No. I wouldn't say it that way, but that's probably what I'm thinking. No. Right. I know it's all fun and games, but no. Yeah. Right? Because when you're asleep, I don't want to have to be waking you up.
Right.
Because I've had that happen before.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it. Right? So all these details you have to look at. It's this motor in the music business. Yeah. It's a motor with different parts. Mm-hmm. Everybody has roles, they have different parts, and they have to understand what is your role.
Yeah.
Right? It's like in the rhythm section. Mm-hmm. I'm piano player, bass player, we got a drummer. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not expecting him to be playing chords.
Right.
Right? What am I going to do? Everybody's got to know their role. Mm-hmm. If you know your role, if you know the other people's role, then you can fit into the situation better. And if something goes wrong, you can troubleshoot it faster too.
Yeah.
That's one of the things people don't think about. Generally, when people call me, there's a problem. Mm-hmm. And, my friends and everyone, they laugh. But when companies call, when I can look at my phone and say, oh, here's blah, 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 something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
They need me to come in, manage the club, tour manage, do something, right? But that's based on a history of having done it, and not just having done it, having taken mental notes and observations, right? A lot of people, musicians have been on tour, and they play, and that's fine. But be observant to what's happening and what's not happening. Yeah. Because you never know. You may need to do that, or you may have to be in a situation to recommend or give advice on how to do that.
Right.
So those things are important. So today we've talked about the tour manager and
the road manager.
Right? So they go hand in hand. Hopefully they get along. Mm-hmm. If they don't, I'll pray for you. All right. And we welcome your feedback. Send us your comments. Good situations and bad situations. We don't need to know specific people, but let us know because it's going to help out your fellow musicians. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right. Most importantly, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure. And like we always say, music business, what is this?